Welcome back, Jammers. It's Jason. It's Mandy. It's Adrian. It's Jam Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about alien abductions and getting probed.
Negatory.
We're going to talk about colonizing other planets, but you do you, boo.
What's the difference?
Pros and cons of colonizing other planets. How could this help or hurt the human race?
Interesting.
So, I mean, we do already have a plan to eventually colonize Mars, which personally I think is really stupid considering we already have a planet that we live on that we can't take care of.
Right. And then, if we do colonize Mars, then is it colonized under the name of the United States, and does the United States therefore claim territory over it?
Well, that's another thing that would have to be solved first, huh? Because it would have to be for the human people. It would have to be for all of Earth.
For Earth.
So all of us would have to come together as nations and be like, okay, we're going to colonize this planet. Everybody chill the fuck out.
Right.
Or else World War III is going to happen,
yes.
And on another planet.
Yes. And then does it become kind of like when people were shipped over to the Americas by the English people? When do they say, you know what, we're not sending you money, we're not sending you any, produce
you get no
or
more
products
help,
or anything
so.
like that, and we can sustain ourselves, and we're going to become our own peoples here on this planet?
I mean, I feel like the problem would be the other way around. Mars wouldn't have enough resources to, fuel itself.
But once it gets colonizing and growing crops and all of that, then self-sustaining, then...
Right.
Possibly. I think the major question is do they have a flag? Because if they don't have a flag, then we can plant our flag and then it's automatically ours.
I love
No
it.
matter if there's people there or not.
Put the flag in it.
Do they have a flag? I mean, that's question number one.
Can we start earning people with flags? Like, we take a needle point and we attach a flag on the end of it and we just go stick it, and then that person is claimed.
That's a question for another day. That's a whole new topic.
Do we really want to get into the philosophy of people are property?
And on to colonizing Mars and other planets. And does it help us or hurt us? Not do we own people or can we own people?
My
You
question
can
still stands.
consensually own people.
That's
Do
not the
they
question.
have a flag?
Well, that's essentially was my first question is, when does it become, are they colonizing it in the America's name or the world's name?
They would have to colonize in the worlds.
I would assume the world, but I can almost bet it'd be America.
Well, I mean, there was
Or
a
whoever
race
gets
to
there
get,
first.
Well,
Whoever
right.
gets there
There was a
first,
race
right,
to get to the
exactly.
moon.
Yeah.
So
And no one was like, this is the Earth's moon. This was like, we got here first, bitches.
It was
Right.
an American flag that was planted. Now,
So
that's what we're going to do to him for Valentine's Day. A fucking flag.
he would like that too much to go straight to his head.
absolutely. I just go around bopping people with my flag. You're mine. Bop! Bop!
No.
Now, the only way we would have to come up with an Earth flag, quote unquote, is if multiple countries got together to do the space
So
thing.
if Elon Musk took people from a person or people from each country
no.
or region.
Elon Musk is gonna get there first and establish his own government. Oh, this is tragic.
This is probably happening since he's the
Oh.
only one I think that's actually pushing the space program because it's not NASA. at this
Oh
point.
no, I hate everything about this.
I don't know.
Where's his Tesla at now? Do we know?
No, but this is not a podcast about Elon Musk. This is a podcast about colonizing other planets.
Elon Musk. Okay, so say we get the technology to actually space travel. I personally think human beings are absolutely dickish enough to just take planets with already living sentient beings and colonize them, because look at what we did on Earth.
That's why I asked if they had a flag or not. That's the point behind that statement.
They don't need a flag to do what they do to
According
sentient
to
beings.
American rules, they do.
Shit.
Anyway, so okay, we discussed what we think would happen or what we would go on, but what are the pros of colonizing other planets?
It would be a solution to overpopulation growth, which I'm totally for. But I think until we can be conscious of and fix the things that we have done to this planet, we have no business doing it to another one.
Gotcha.
Oh, we could just implement a 3-strike, do what you want for a year rule to help population growth as well.
I hate this so much. This is going to be a running gag, isn't it?
Just like the flag.
Fuck.
So, would it help or hurt the human race then? I mean, you hit on overpopulation.
Yes and no. I mean, take the stage.
No, I mean, sure, it'll help in a sense, but I think it's just pushing the problem down the road for future generations, because the same mindset and philosophy that we have here on Earth is going to go to Mars or wherever planet we go to.
Well, right, and I think then when you get to Mars and you colonize Mars and you realize you can do that, then what's to stop you from colonizing all the other planets?
And then just treating all planets like trash.
Yeah,
but that's
exactly.
going to be the thing, right? You're going to destroy planets as you go. Then are we not... Who are the bad people of Krypton? The Kryptonians, right? They destroyed planets because they just used and abused the planets as they went from one planet to another, right?
Mine the resource, discord the planet.
So it's pretty much what we're going to end up doing. So then in turn, isn't the Matrix movie series true that the Earth's virus is humans? We are the problem.
Well, right, because I don't think we understand our limitations and we keep trying to push past our limitations and coming up with ways to go above and beyond. And at this point, when's enough? And when are you satisfied?
For us, who knows? Who knows when is enough
I
is
mean,
enough?
let's assume it's an optimistic outcome and we manage to fix our planet and also populate other planets. That would be fantastic.
Right.
But I don't see it.
Well, and then what's to stop us from making weapons from those other planets and that would probably be even more deadly than the ones we have here on Earth now.
And then Death Star scenario,
right? And then
thing.
When do we start taking over other planets that already have maybe not a quote unquote human or alien type, but like other just like plant growth or stuff like that.
Well, I mean, if we look at our planet and what we do with our resources now, we have fields running out of food because everything is for profit.
Right.
So we would just have to murder all the capitalists and then colonize other planets, which is it's a plan that I'm down for. So
we do not condone violence here.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Knock. We receive threats.
Get the guillotines.
That would be Adrian.
I just said capitalists.
It doesn't matter. They're the ones with the money.
I know.
That can throw you in jail and you'll never be heard of.
It's not all of them.
The 660 billionaires in the United States.
And yet we have homeless people and families going without food
just
and
exercising my right to free speech.
That is true.
That only goes one direction, and it depends on which side you're on. Because for the right people, it's only for the right, and for the left people, it's only for the left.
Not saying kill perfectly innocent people. I'm saying kill people who deserve it, and I think that's a very American value.
So you believe in the death penalty?
Yes, actually, but that's a topic for another time.
So I think that would be my biggest issue or concern is,
We're just moving to abuse.
yeah. I don't think it would be helpful in any way because I think it would be the people, greedy asses that want to do it.
Well, they're going to be the people with the money, and we have enough people on the planet to do the work to clean it up, but it's not what makes money actively, so we don't do it.
What is
Yes.
that Matt Damon movie where they have people on Earth and
Martian.
then, no. Hear me finish first, please. There's ships or things above the Earth or in the sky, and then you have people on the Earth, and the people on the Earth are considered low class or poor or working class or
Oh god, I know it.
yeah, and then people up at the top benefit from all of the people on Earth, and they won't give basic medical or
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think that would be the way it would be. All the people who couldn't
Elysium.
okay, I think that would be the way it would go because I think the people who could afford to go to the other planets would go.
Or we will do what we do best, which is send our rejects and people that we don't like up there, just to see how it goes for a test run.
But look
Let's
at
make it a
Australia. That's what
prison
they did with Australia. Australia was where they sent their
System.
prisons.
Yeah, prisoners.
And
I mean,
and
have you seen
prisoners-
Australia? It's horrifying. There's some creatures out there.
Sydney,
There's
Australia.
some creatures out there. There's some
Well, that's because it's fucking
big ass spiders and kangaroos that'll knock your face off. Scary.
It is.
I mean, we have shit here that's
The Tasmanian devil.
that is in the wilderness, not in cities. Please.
You don't know that.
I mean, we got moose up north just wandering into cities. We don't know what
And
happens in
bears.
People don't
Australia.
fuck with those moose either.
They know better.
They're big ass. Yeah, they're huge.
I want to pet a moose.
Pet a moose, they'll eat you.
Worth it.
That's what I'm all about. Petting a moose.
But yeah, I don't think it would benefit.
But what is the real? I mean, we know how long it takes to get there. If it's a population thing, it depends on how many people we can move from Earth to Mars without people just fucking the population back up to what just left.
Mandatory sterilization for everyone that gets on that fucking ship.
So the idea that we're population control, I think, is null and void, because I don't think that
How
we
long
can
does it
move
take to get
people
there?
fast enough before they're, like I just said, they're just refiltering.
State of the art
everything.
question. What's it like to birth a baby in space?
Pretty much. Because this isn't.
Isn't it easier? There's no gravity, so it just kind of just slides out.
I don't think it's the same well, maybe. I don't.
I don't.
I have
think
so many
either
questions.
One of you are right at all in that scenario.
It takes 7 months to get to Mars, is what they're saying. Now, how many people can we send on a spacecraft? 3?
And how many people can afford to go on that spacecraft?
Right, but if we're actually moving for colonization purposes,
But I don't think we are. I don't think we will. I think the uppity rich people will go after it gets colonized and people do all the hard work. They'll go and live off of it and then have people ship products and produce and supplies from here to there, since it only takes 7 months to get there.
while I agree, I don't think they even have a spaceship that can take more than 10 people.
I also
into
don't know if
space at
that's
a
true
time.
because from my point of view, the people that I've seen with the money have very conservative values, and space travel just doesn't seem up their alley for me. That's why I think they would send poor people and lower class people to Mars and
Yeah, but it's
get off my planet.
a for profit.
Fair.
So they're only going to take people who can afford it. It's like a theme park, right?
Then we're not really colonizing anything.
We're just visiting.
It's a vacation trip. And right now, we can send 5 to 7 people into space at one time.
Wowie.
So
Yikes.
we got a
Jesus.
while before any true colonization happens that's going to do anything to help the Earth's overpopulation out.
Well, right.
Are there other pros to moving other than, leaving behind our trash planet or fixing overpopulation?
The trash planet thing, I think that even as bad as the Earth is still better than what Mars has to offer.
Not a lot.
I mean, it doesn't
They are
have.
going to have to set up.
It's not like you can go out there and breathe.
They're gonna have to build a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of domes, with a lot of pressurized air, like all that.
I mean, boy.
So yeah, no, Mars would absolutely rely on Earth for resources, just hands down. They wouldn't be able to make their own water.
Until they could.
They wouldn't have their own oxygen. We'd have to ship it to them. What happens if there's a delay?
Until they started, because it's like aliens, right? They send up colonies to go and get everything set up and producing and going, and then other people come in after
Yes,
that.
but while I agree with that, how do they make oxygen for people to breathe?
Once you get oxygen into there and get a system going, a flowing system going where it comes back in and recycles, they do it all the time. And recycles the air, like in airplanes.
You'd have to be able to plant plants. That's the only way it would work.
You don't think they could ship?
Yeah. No, I think it would eventually find a way to do it, but so there's a game that I like to play that's called Oxygen Not Included, and it's essentially you have control a bunch of little dudes, and they're on a planet, and it's all about resource management. It's to stimulate like what life would be like if we tried to colonize other planets, but you have to work these processes very carefully, or something will go wrong, like you won't have enough oxygen, or you won't have enough water, and you have to be able to make and build these resources to consistently recycle.
So we're already teaching kids at a young age that play stuff like this or do stuff like this how to think in ways that would help with that.
There's a possibility. I just don't think it'd be easy.
I read a story, and I forget where, but they have this girl, and this is why it stands out to me, because it's a girl that, like, a girl scientist is in high school or whatever, has come up with a way, in theory, to shoot us across space. Got where a trip that would take 100 years, you can essentially hyperdrive us to that place in half the time, or like hours. It's a really cool concept, and I just think if we have kids coming up with that kind of stuff right now, and they actually are guided in the right direction and helped out, well, all of this stuff will come sooner rather than later.
Well, on that same note,
thinking about it.
If we have the technology to do that, we have the technology to fix the planet. And why wouldn't we do that first?
Exactly.
Because
Now,
you have a lot of people that don't give a fuck.
my point is thus, the space station doesn't create its own oxygen, and it's just floating around Earth. It relies on resupplies sent from Earth to it in order for the astronauts to breathe up there. So we haven't even figured out how to do it right above us.
You would think if you're going to have a space station, you'd want them to be able to create their own oxygen.
Right, we can't manifest oxygen out of nothing. Not yet, anyways.
No.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You would think that if there was a true effort,
Yeah.
they would figure out in the space station how to make it self-sustaining oxygen-wise on its own, where it doesn't need resupply, because then you can take that and put it toward the colonization of Mars.
Well, I think we should have probably come up with all the processes of how we're going to do things to make it sustainable before we plan the trip to how to get there.
Absolutely,
But this is plan the trip and then hope we have enough of supplies while we're there. And then when we get there, how do we lift back off and get back home?
We figure it out as we go. It's fine. Lose a couple people in the process.
I'm good. I'll stay.
The first how many trips are one-way trips?
You know? And then they would have to send scientists, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
To do literally anything on that planet.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
You're going to Mars and you're probably going to die.
I mean, wasn't it before the 7? It'll take 7 months or 7 years or whatever. 7 months to get to Mars. Wasn't it like 70 years or something? Wasn't that the theory?
Oh, I don't know.
yeah, it was a longer time. I was
Yeah.
shocked when you said 7 months. I was
Yeah.
like,
Me too. 'Cause I was like, wasn't it 70 years or something like that?
Something.
Because they said if you plan to go, you won't be coming back. Then where do you bury all the dead people?
just
Or do
throw
you
their
just,
body
like,
into the
throw it in
atmosphere.
the air?
Send them to the sun.
Space ghost.
Then, like, you're that close
Space
to the sun.
fire.
Like, you're that close to the sun. You're gonna have some tint on those domes, or you're gonna fry.
Yes. No, that's why this is a terrible idea in
I
theory.
mean-
I mean,
I'm just a low class girl with a very, 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 very small town education, but I'm thinking a lot of things weren't thought through on this.
No, Mars One. Their website says it takes 7 months.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Gonna cut all the space out.
No, it's fine. So, I don't know. It just seems. Are there any real? Have they said any real reasons as to the why?
no. It's just a bunch of people speculating on overpopulation and what we're doing to the planet. If the planet can't survive, then relocation is not
Why
an option.
we're going to Mars? Because Elon Musk decided he wanted to go to Mars, so he's like, sure, I got the money. We'll build a
Right.
rocket.
I'm okay with
and
Elon Musk
send
and all of his
stuff people
fanboys
to
going to Mars.
We can send a rover, so why not send people?
Gotcha. Well, some of this is pure curiosity.
Yeah.
It's always a good start.
Yeah, why not? Humans to provide more in-depth observational research than unmanned rovers. So for science.
Okay, so
mean,
then
you
why
know?
aren't scientists being interviewed for this trip, mission, whatever?
Oh, I'm sure they
Instead
are.
of a
Because-
commercial on TV saying, if you want to go to Mars, apply here.
Because we need guinea pigs.
Because the government's a bunch of idiots and they weren't having enough money reasons to keep NASA going. Because it wasn't a big business. And that's all it is. That's all the government is a business.
Yeah.
They're in it for the money. They don't care about the people. They don't care about certain projects. They're all about the money.
Mhm.
And we don't fucking realize that. Right now it's Republicans against Democrats because we're a bunch of idiots.
We have a problem child. His name is Sheeny.
And he likes to beg.
Oh, and apparently there's still a thought that there's life on Mars.
Okay,
That's so
what I wanna do.
hysterical.
I want to show up. It's like going to a friend's house or a neighbor's house or a stranger's house without knocking. You know? You're just gonna show up, land on somebody's back porch, and be like, "Hey,
Assume
we're
they're just
here
gonna
to
be cool with it."
colonize. See you around."
Apparently, some think that it will improve the quality of life on Earth by building the technology to get to Mars can be used on Earth to explore the depths of the ocean and somehow make human life better on Earth.
Just do that here then. Why are we.
Right?
You can't get to the bottom of the ocean because there's so much pressure down there. It literally crushes things. That's why.
No, they.
But yet you have fish down there that live at the bottom of the ocean because they all evolved
the
to be down there. They
famous
are
picture
meant to
of
be down there.
blobfish.
Yeah,
Blobfish.
they're meant to be down there, and
It's
they're
tragic.
Yeah,
Because it looks handsome where it's supposed to live. Then as soon as you bring it up to the surface, because there's no pressure, it just sort of goes. Bleh.
yeah,
Yep.
because the pressure is what keeps it together. So I mean,
Well, I
hey,
mean,
And then-
we've made crafts that go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, so we are trying.
we are, but most of the time when they get down there that far, it's less they've made improvements since the last article I read. They soon crush.
Yeah, no, it started splitting, and they were like, pull it up, pull it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Another reason is to inspire the next generation of scientists.
You don't have to do that with Mars.
We basically do exploit them now. We say, hey, kids, come up with these really cool ideas. And then, hey, we're going to steal your ideas and make millions off of them. And you can't claim anything.
And then, of course, the last reason is to demonstrate political and economic leadership.
Stop.
Oh, because we got that right now.
That shows how good they are.
That's dumb.
Look at us. We sent people to Mars. I need you to re-vote me in.
Congrats, you sent people to Mars. What else?
Give me
Is there
more
anything?
money.
Humans are tragic.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's why we have 660 people in America hoarding a ton of money.
Well, I mean, it's basically like whenever the pandemic hit and they hoarded toilet paper. Because they saw over in China people wearing toilet paper over their faces and they ran out of toilet paper. So America's like, oh my God, we're going to run out of toilet paper. China's run out of toilet paper. No, China never ran out of toilet paper. They ran out of masks. And what did we run out of here? We ran out of masks and toilet paper because people were stockpiling toilet paper and then trying to sell it at astronomical prices.
Yeah. Resource hoarding is real.
What? Nah.
Surprise.
Look, hoarders only hoard boxes of trash. I've watched the TV shows and documentaries.
Billionaires are technically hoarders, and they should have to go to therapy.
They should.
What's broken in your childhood that you willingly do this to other people?
Fun, good times.
They're really sad, honestly.
I don't know. That's all I got about colonizing. We should talk about anal probing of aliens to humans and stuff.
You know what? I think some humans deserve it.
It's a weird kink.
Okay, first off, saying it like it's a bad thing. Second off, saying it like it's a good thing. Looking at both of you.
Acting like you're not part of it.
I need you to stop.
Oh my God.
Well, I think some of the stories, it's not that people tell that were supposedly abducted. It wasn't just about the anal probing.
I don't think there was any anal probing involved in any of these stories.
In every single one there is.
I think it was a drunken night with a friend.
Several
think
cases.
Anal probing came from us making fun of people that claim to get abducted.
No,
Yeah.
It's there. Silver probes. They want to see how we are on the inside from one side.
Yeah. They're smart enough to get here. They're smart enough to not get caught. They're abducting someone, and the way they're going to find out what's inside of us is sticking something up our ass instead of down our throat to see what's on the inside.
Well, they do both. So it's like that movie. It's like that one movie called Idiocracy. So you wake up, you're like, what the hell's going on? And there's this alien, and he's like, hands you one probe, and he's like, this is in your mouth. And you put it in your mouth, and then he hands you another probe, and he goes, this one's in your butt. And you're like, what? And he's like, no, wait. And then he grabs the other probe out of your mouth and goes, no, this one's in your mouth, and this one's in your butt. And then you're just confused. And then by the end of it, you've got a probe in your mouth and a probe in your butt, and then you wake up at home the next day.
I don't think humans would come back from alien abductions. I think we'd be like science specimens, like the frogs you cut open.
Yeah.
To explore their insides. I don't think they would diddle us and then throw us back.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I don't know why they would just
We're all-
give us back. It doesn't make any sense.
We're all, aliens are gray, tall, gross things, and aliens are like, yeah, I'm not probing you. You are a hairy skin.
Hey, look at those weird skin pigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skin
Weird
apes.
looking people. So, I mean.
Those apes don't have any hair. What happened to them?
Look at this weird evolution, y'all. so there's no, the abduction is because it's a class what is it, field trip.
Yes.
So this is just a bunch of alien kids learning about
It's the
humans.
biology lesson.
They're
For
looking at
aliens.
apes, and then they're looking at humans, and then they're trying to be like, what happened?
Oh shit.
Something went horribly wrong with these monkeys. What did you do? Took a perfectly good ape. You made it evil.
Oh.
Well, do you think there are, if there's aliens on each planet or on different planets, a lot of people, when they describe aliens, describe them all the same. Do you think they all look the same? I mean, how can they? They come from different planets.
No, I mean, but that's to say that species as a general rule look the same. I mean, you look at one, what's the right terminology, type of bird or whatever, and none of them look the same. We all have differences. It grows up in our DNA.
Okay. So this is the question. Do you believe their aliens are real or that they're out there?
I believe that they're real and out there. It'd be shallow to say otherwise.
Do you?
I say they're real and they're already here on this planet.
I agree with both of you. I think how conceited and egotistical and selfish are you? Think
We are the only
that we are the
ones
only ones
that God
that
made.
evolved.
Hallelujah. In his
And
perfect image.
For all of you
Assuming God looks like a human.
Christians out there that say no, that's not right. Well, God didn't create just the earth; He created the universe.
What are you doing
So,
talking all this science shit?
I'm just saying.
No, it's funny to me because in the very same book that they're like, God created everything in his image, and then you read the descriptions of the multiple-eyed angels that are just eyes and wings, and we all idolize angels as these humanoids with wings. Like, that's not true. That's not true at all.
To try and understand and not scare ourselves, we have to humanize things.
Dumb it down.
Yeah. And I also believe that they are here.
Aliens?
Yeah.
Or angels?
Aliens.
Okay. Well, he was talking about multi-eyed angels.
Look, if they're real and they're guardian angels, mine's done given up and left.
You're still here. You don't know that.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
Lucifer was an angel.
retorting right back to you.
But
He still is.
You're right.
he's an angel of hell. But I do think that they're. Why would they not?
God
be?
never said he transformed him. God just banished him from heaven.
Right to hell.
Yeah, but he didn't say, you now have horns and red skin, you motherfucker.
I think that's the
definitely
evil,
a human myth.
Yeah, that's the whole evil taking over you, so you transform to this ugly, hateful person.
That's one of my favorite
But
subjects.
What
And it's like
what was evil about him?
that he questioned God.
Rebellion against authority.
So that's evil?
Well, I mean,
In Catholicism, yes.
I mean, Adam and Eve ate an apple and were condemned to
shame on them eating.
die. So
So God's really much a dick.
That's an asshole, yeah.
You question me? Fuck hell with you.
Fundamentalist Christian God is an asshole.
God is Chuck, and Chuck is throwing a temper tantrum.
God made up with Lucifer and fixed it all.
Stop. Just stop. Don't utter the name of the fandom. Denied.
They already know. They already know. The word Chuck drew them in. But yeah,
It's actually one of my favorite subjects to look at how fundamentalist Christianity changes gods and goddesses throughout the book. One of my most notable and favorite demons / goddess of all times is Astarte. Astarte was an old what the fuck was it? It was an old civilization goddess that Christianity turned into a male demon. Just for fun. Just cuz. Fuck it. And that demon's name is Astaroth. So,
well, and then you have so Eve. You have the theory that Eve is not the first woman that God created. Eve is the second woman God created, and created from Adam's rib. The first woman created was Lilith, and she was created like Adam, from dust and all that stuff, just like she was equal to Adam. Adam threw a fit because Lilith questioned him and didn't want to bow down to him. And so he banished Lilith, God banished Lilith, and created Eve from his rib to be beside him and basically subservient to him.
So, since that's a completely white male story, because science proves that we are all female first.
oh, the Bible was absolutely written by men.
You have to also take in the first man to write that the earth revolved around the sun and not the sun around the earth was thrown in prison.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yes, back then, if you questioned anything with the Bible or the church, you were killed or imprisoned. And so
we
that's
all saw
why,
this as okay.
Yeah, and that's why I say I don't believe in the. I believe in the scrolls, and I want to see the scrolls. I don't believe in any of the Bibles because humans are just inherently evil and control hungry and manipulative, that they twist and turn everything around.
Right.
I mean, manipulating masses of people is surprisingly and painfully easy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just because you say, oh no, what's written in red, Jesus actually said, no, that's what the church is saying Jesus said.
Right. All right. So let's not deep dive into this too much. Well, no, I think we should just do a podcast completely about this. So let's not burn it all right now. So
Okay.
let's hold off on that.
I have research notes about Astaroth and Astarte.
Oh yeah, let's look some of this up. All right, jammers. So thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Join us next time. We're going to be talking about Valentine's and some history behind it.
It gets weird, y'all.
Join us then. Bye.